What is up, beautiful people of the internet? Back on my channel. Today we're gonna be
Welcome to Cape Line.
Okay.
E3
Looking at this video. Okay, the best and worst of E3 2019. My wallet already hurts. Okay, I'm just gonna respond to this video because that E3 was bad. 2.5 out of 5 for me. Okay, that E3 was just garbage. Okay, it was trash. Let's just respond to this video.
E3 2019. It's all done and dusted. Well, not really, actually. It's still going for a few more days. Like, Nintendo is still streaming a lot of their games. We're getting inside look at even Microsoft's games, and new announcements are dropping each and every day. Like, apparently, Super Mario Maker 2 is getting its online fixed so we can play with our friends. See, Nintendo, they just keep on listening to what we want as long as we poke and prod them until we get our way. Looking at you, Banjo-Kazooie and Smash. All in all, despite a slow start to the conferences, I had...
And yet, I still have no Crash Bandicoot. Kinda sad. It's like they're basically just taking characters from other companies and just putting them into the Smash game. Like Mario, they have that on the Switch. Of course they're gonna have Mario. Like, bro, they're just, like, literally just taking other characters. Like, it's... If you're gonna have... You can't brag that you have Banjo-Kazooie. My mistake, I said Banjo-Kazooie and Crash. Wrong game. Yeah, how you gonna have Banjo-Kazooie but don't have the game? How?
A really great time this year. But what were the best parts and what were the worst parts? There were so many announcements, so many cool things. Most of them were during Nintendo's, but I want to talk about all of those as sort of an E3 wrap-up. Flesh out some of the really cool things I didn't really get a chance to talk about, and then just laugh at the bad and cringy parts of E3. Looking at you, Bethesda and Ubisoft. With all that said, let's just freaking go! I'm still really hyped up from this whole thing. Smash like, hair flip on the subscribe button, all the other stuff I usually say. Okay, to start with, I did a bunch of predictions leading into E3, and I want to touch on how right or wrong I was. Actually, I'm not trying to boast my own roast here, but I was pretty spot on. I said that EA would probably have nothing to show other than Star Wars, and EA had nothing to show other than Star Wars.
They showed I forgot. They showed Star Wars, bruh. EA, one of the biggest third-party companies. And you tell me the only thing you got is Star Wars? Are you kidding me? You made games like Dante's Inferno. And you tell me you make a Star Wars game and only a Star Wars game? Are you serious? Games like Dante's Inferno, right? You make games like that, games like Fight Night, and you tell me you create only a Star Wars game? Are you kidding me?
I said that Bethesda would show Wolfenstein and Doom Eternal, and other than that, not really have much to show because they announced Starfield.
Who is playing Wolfenstein and Doom? Well, Wolfenstein, I give you an excuse. Who is playing Doom? Who was playing Doom? Who is gonna play it when it comes out? And who was playing it when it was actually out? Who? Please tell me.
Elder Scrolls 6 way too early, and that happened. I think the only things I really got wrong was I said that Square Enix might have kind of a quiet year, and oh boy, yeah, I was wrong. And I said that the
only thing good at that E3 was Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII and Link's Awakening.
Nintendo wouldn't announce anything new, they would focus on the games that we know nothing about. And while they did do that second thing, oh boy, wasn't there just a ton of new exciting announcements. But enough of all of that, I want to talk about the best things, just for me personally, the things that excited me the most about each one of these conferences and announcements that we got over the last few days. Oh, what?
Yeah, they're making a sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of Wild. The first Legend of Zelda Breath of Wild was... I can't even explain how... Oh! It was gum beneath your shoe. That's how bad it was. And you're gonna make a sequel? They better improve. You can't have a sequel to a terrible game if it's not improved. Come on, bro.
Each one of these conferences and announcements that we got. But on Switch would be nice. Can we get the Switch announcement? Oh, what? Tonight? Wow. We'll start with EA's. I really do love the look of the new Star Wars game. I thoroughly enjoyed Star Wars games back in the GameCube PC era of Star Wars games. Like Bounty Hunter was incredible, but the Jedi Knight Academy games and then Knights of the Old Republic, like those were how you make Star Wars.
I'll give it that. The combat looks really nice, the graphics and everything. I give it that. He wasn't playing games like Star Wars Unleashed. Star Wars, who remembers that? Star Wars Unleashed was a great game and
games. And finally, in Jedi Fallen Order, it looks like they have taken heavy inspiration from those games. Like, I can't tell you, it's such a small thing, but I can't tell you how much I've wanted a Wars games. Not to okay, the best parts of Microsoft. I have my top 3, and only one of them is really a new game announcement, and that was Phantasy Star Online 2. Now here is why. I do not play MMOs. I don't play online games, and the reason being, I just love single-player, story-driven games, and I don't really
like Last of Us and God of War 4. Oh my god. I play MMOs and indie games and all that. I don't play. I can play a story-driven game as long as it's not boring, okay? Phantasy Star Online, I don't know about this game.
Of playing games that never end. However, there has been a few of these kind of games that I've always had my eye on and thought, yeah, I would like to try that. Elder Scrolls Online is one of them. Final Fantasy...
I swear to God, if you make a video, if you make like an Elder Scrolls video or a Phantasy Star video saying that is one of the best games you ever played, like you did with God of War 4 when you never played any other God of War game, don't do that. Because you just said you hated the genre. You can't say, oh, it's the best game ever. It's the best game ever. One of my best games ever. Like, you can't do that. You did that with God of War 4, which you never played before. You never played God of War.
Online is another one, and the main one, honestly, has been Phantasy Star, and there's a really weird reason as to why. Way back in the Blockbuster renting days, I actually rented Phantasy Star for GameCube, and I brought it home, and I couldn't play it.
It has like a Nier Automata, one of the best underrated games ever. It has a Nier Automata feel to it, you know?
Because I need it online. That was very intriguing to me, but I didn't have a way of doing it. I see your face looking into my eyes when you make
Meet Aquapana with its unique journey through the nature of Tuscany. Aquapana, meet the smoothest taste on earth.
Doing it, so I returned to the game and got a different one. But it left this want in me to play Phantasy Star Online. And here it is being announced during Microsoft's event, and I am looking forward to finally diving into my first MMORPG. The other two things I liked about Xboxes was, of course, Keanu Reeves. I'm not sure if I want him as a main character or a side character, but I just love the man. I love John Wick, I love Matrix, I love Keanu. And the third thing was Gears of War, and I'm kind of scraping here to get get a third thing because I've been knowing about this game. We didn't even get to see gameplay during the event while they were streaming it after the fact, but I am a huge Gears of War fan, so even just hearing it talked about and seeing it draw ever closer, getting those beta dates and then the release date for the game, yeah, no, I am definitely ready for that. Ubisoft were just gonna have to breeze right past before they disable my live streaming again. For those that don't follow me on Twitter, they actually did react.
I don't care what nobody says. I can't even make that argument.
Activate it just in the nick of time so that I could stream.
I actually can't. Gears of War 4 had the best storyline out of the whole Gears of War franchise. I don't care what you say, what facts you bring up. It is the best Gears of War storyline. I'm sorry.
Nintendo event, you know, like 10 hours after the event ended. Thanks, Ubisoft. And I wish I could just breeze past their event and not even mention them, but I do have to talk about Watch Dogs 3 because I am annoyingly excited for this game. It's the first time I've
playing Watch Dogs, bruh. Nobody played 1, nobody played 2. Who's playing 3? I don't want to play that. It just looks like reskin off of 2. Not a reskin off of 2, off of 1.
Felt real excitement for the Watch Dogs series ever since the first game was initially revealed, because it had a similar feeling of what is this new exciting game. Like back then it was, oh, I can control the world, like all the technology within Watch Dogs I can manipulate to my will. Then of course we play the game and it doesn't in a game before, and it's given me that. I mean, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. If you know me, you know that I'm a sucker for stealth drops, so The Last Remnant getting a remaster and then stealth drop on the Switch, you bet your butt I downloaded that as soon as I could. Dragon Quest Builders 2 getting that full, in-depth breakdown of the entire game excited me, not only because I am hyped and I can't—
swear to God, that looks like a phone game they ported to the Nintendo Switch, bro. You cannot tell me that does not look like a phone game. I can go to the Play Store right now, search that up, and it'll be right there for installation. Are you serious? That is not a console game.
Tell you how excited I am to play this game on my Switch, but also just the fact that it got such a big in-depth look during Square Enix's event made me happy because it's more people watching, getting their eyes on the game and possibly deciding to pick it up and dive into it. I want this game to do really, really well. I feel like at this point it's my little baby of a series and I just want to see it grow.
Game, bro. That's a Subway server.
And do really well. Hey, buddy. Aww, what's up, bud? Everyone really liked you in the last one, so I'll hold you for a little bit, but it's super hot in here, so I'm not gonna hold you forever. And then finally, another look at Dragon Quest. This game looks gorgeous on the Switch. They've been playing it on Nintendo's live Treehouse event, and it just looks so crisp, so clean, so beautiful. I love it. I can't wait. Okay, Nintendos, I just went through all of this yesterday. I'm not doing it again because the entire thing excited me. There wasn't a bad announcement. I don't even have a top 5. I have a top 10. So I'm just going to really quickly list the things I'm most excited for, and you can go and watch that video. If you haven't seen it already, you probably have. It actually hit the trending tab on YouTube today. Thank you guys for being so freaking cool. But obviously, my favorite parts, just to reiterate, what's Luigi's Mansion.
Bro, nobody cares about Banjo-Kazooie. I mean, everybody cares about Banjo-Kazooie. All you're gonna do, just get on Smash Bros, exploit what he can do. Exploit, like, spam this, or he's broken that, like, they did this with, who was, like, new, they did that to every character. They're just gonna exploit.
3 gameplay, Link's Awakening, getting a date for it too, Trials of Mana, I can't wait, so many RPGs coming to Switch. The Secret of Mana Collection, which I found out and I wanted to mention, yes, it's getting a physical all the way in August, but still, at least it's on the way. I'm kind of torn between downloading it now, buying the physical as well later, or just waiting. I do have a lot to play, I'm just eager. Of course, The Witcher 3, not only because I want to play it on my Switch and it's a fantastic game, but because it made me look good after predicting it in my fake direct, and then even talking about it and hyping it up a bunch before E3, because I truly did believe those leaks were real, and they ended up being real. It's interesting going back through my comments on those videos and seeing everyone that was like, there's no saying, I'm sorry,
Yeah, I'm ending the video here. I'm getting tired of ads. But basically, his list of the games wasn't too bad. I mean, it wasn't too bad except for the getting hyped for Gears of War and Watch Dogs. Like, who's playing that, bro? I'm sorry. This is SSG God 4 signing out. Not SSG 4 God signing out. And see you in the next one.